Welcome back everyone. Here I have the Pitaka Ultra Guard case and the Pitaka Pro Guard case for the 17 Pro Max. I did a review on the Pro Guard here compared to the Ultra Slim Pitaka case as well. So check out that video if you want to see the comparison between both of those. But here I'm going to be comparing the Pro Guard against the Ultra Guard so that you know what you're going to get with both of these. So starting off first with the naming, it's kind of confusing because here you have the Ultra Guard, but then the Ultra Guard should have the most protection, right? No. So here the Pro Guard is the one that's going to give you the better drop protection compared to both. The Ultra Guard is going to have their nice aramid fiber, but it's going to go about, I would say 80% up the sides as well. So you get that design all around, no matter where you look on the case. And it's extremely, soft to the touch. So you have a really nice material that you hold in your hand, and it just feels really nice to have in your hand. There's no rough edges anywhere on the case. And then you also have this nice lip on the front that protects the screen. Going over to the camera bump, you have this nice camera bump as well. It's made of this matte black material, and it just fits really nicely with the entire case. I think this setup does look really good. You have the aramid fiber with the silver 17 Pro Max. And then here on the side, you have the Pitaka logo, and then also the camera control. So your camera control is just a standard camera control you would find on any third-party cases. You go ahead and press it down, and you have the ability to pretty much do your gestures all through the camera control, and you have haptic feedback when pressing this button. And then you also feel the presses as they go down and then come back up. So you know that it's an actual button. So you do have the power button being all metal alongside the action button and volume up and down button. And then on the bottom, you have all your ports exposed, and you have that bigger opening for the USB-C port, which is really important as well. It gives you really good protection, and it looks really good as well due to the fact that they made the material go all the way up to the sides. The logo is pretty subtle, so you don't have to worry about it just being all flashy on the backside or anything like that. So it's good that they put it on the side here. And I've noticed with the other cases, they're doing the exact same thing. I think the drop protection is pretty good. You shouldn't worry about the phone being damaged underneath because you have pretty nice protection all around. Coming over to this case here, this is where the difference is. So here, as you see, you have these lips all around the four sides. Compared to the Ultra Guard, you have a more slim case. You don't have those bumpers on all four corners. So that is the biggest difference here between both of these. And that's why it's kind of confusing. The Ultra Guard does not have the bumpers. The Pro Guard does here. The other difference between both of these is the fact that you have the aramid fiber and you feel it more. It has an actual texture to it compared to the softness of this all around material. This one you actually feel, but it stops within this portion of the case. It doesn't go around. It doesn't go anywhere on the sides either. The camera lips are about the same. You have the same protection all around the camera plateau, so you don't have to worry about the actual cameras being damaged in any way. I would say that they both are pretty fine with how they protect, and they look about the same when I look at them from the side with the amount of protection you get for those camera lenses. Here on the Pro Guard case, you do have the camera control button, but what you're doing is you're using the camera control of the actual phone, and you're not really having a separate button. So the material is really thin, so you have the ability to go ahead and do different gestures on the camera control, and you're able to press it down and feel the actual physical button on the phone itself. So let's see how this works. You go ahead and press it down, and then you open up your camera app, and all your gestures still work perfectly fine because the material is super thin where you don't have to worry about it being in the way of the iPhone camera control button. So that all works here through the case. So that's also neat on how they designed it that way. And they left you a bigger opening here so you have more space to put your finger compared to the smaller one here on the Ultra Guard case. Here you can see them side by side from the top. You have the bumpers being a lot bigger here on the Pro Guard than having none here on the Ultra Guard. So you're getting a lot better protection, and it's rated for higher drop protection as well. So it just depends on, do you want more protection or you want a better design and feel? I personally think this case falls between the Ultra Slim case from Pitaka, and then this one is their heavy duty case. So Ultra Slim, Ultra Guard, and then you have the Pro Guard here. So I think that this one being in the middle has the best specs. For me personally, I don't really drop my phone that much, so it has enough protection, but it also looks good on the phone. I mean, you have that aramid fiber all around that Pitaka is known for, and then you just have a really nice case overall. And the metal buttons is something that I really enjoy from all cases that have them. Any leather case that has metal buttons really stands out, or even cases like these that have the metal buttons. It just makes it a lot more premium to have those metal buttons, and they're really clicky, so you can go ahead and hear it. the buttons are clicky, while here on this one, you have the actual buttons being clicked from these little small pieces here. So they work perfectly fine. It's just that it's a different feeling when you press one of these buttons compared to the other. I like the button press better on the UltraGuard case personally. On the bottom, you have the same cutouts for both of these. So your mics and your speakers, plus you have the opening here for the USB-C port. They're identical, so you don't have to worry about any of those changes between both of these cases. And the overall lip is gonna be a lot better for the screen on this one here, the Pro Guard case, because of the front bumpers on each side that allows you to pretty much have a screen protector, and it just covers more of the display than what you would get here on the UltraGuard case. The UltraGuard case just has a normal lip, and it has none of the bumpers here on the sides that aid with any type of drops or anything like that. Something that I mentioned in the other review of this case is that because of these nice bumpers and the camera plateau lip, it's a lot better when it's put down on a surface compared to this one. So this one, you're gonna see here, it rocks back and forth, while this one barely rocks because you have better bumpers here to kind of even out the surface. And that's because the camera lip is high as well, but then you also have the bottom bumpers kind of compensating compared to here. You only have the camera lip, but then you don't have any bumpers on the bottom. So that's pretty much what's assisting here with having a better feeling when the phone is face down. If you like using your phone like this with the case on a surface, then basically this one would be the better choice because of those bumpers as well. This case is definitely gonna take the award here for design because I really do like how this one looks compared to the other one. Taking the phones out of the cases, you're gonna see here that you have a similar material here on the inside that's going to protect the back part of the phone so it doesn't get scratched up over time. And then you have the MagSafe ring and then the alignment magnet as well. So both of these cases have the same magnetic strength when I've tested them, and I don't really see an issue with having any accessories on the back or power banks, or even for charging. They work in the exact same way. You might also be wondering, since this one has its own buttons compared to this one, how do these metal buttons protect the phone? Well, the back portion of the buttons is not rough at all. There's no microfiber material on the buttons, but they're smooth enough where they shouldn't take off any of the material on your actual physical buttons of your iPhone. So both of these cases do offer really similar things like the aramid fiber, the MagSafe strength, but they have different performance for the actual drop protection. If you're personally trying to choose which one you should get, definitely go for this one here, which is going to be your Pro Guard case if you want that rugged feeling and look to your device. And then here, go for the UltraGuard if you still want protection, but you also want a better design to kind of look better with your iPhone, then I would say go for the UltraGuard case. But if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Zanif Tech is out.